It's 8:38 here on the Friday Free For All. You're listening to KDRP, Dripping Springs, Texas, and we're talking with Sam Brannon, who is running for Hays County Commissioner in Precinct 3 in the upcoming primary election. The other one of the quotes in your campaign materials: "Growth is inevitable." Now, when Ray Wisenet's in here next week, we'll obviously be talking about the water situation, the LCRA sale, and water is water is going to be a huge issue going forward, and that's related to of course related to growth. And
right.
We've got a new housing development. I think 1,500 homes or something coming in just near Bee Cave, a little north
right.
of Bee Cave.
Right.
That's going to be another source of tapping into the water supply. So when we talk about growth being inevitable, and we talk about more and more people coming to the Texas Hill Country, what does that what does that do for us? Obviously, it's a good thing. People want to live here. People want to bring their resources and their talents and their energy to the Hill Country. We would welcome that. But more people in a place that was built for fewer people, it's gonna strain some things if we don't look at it intelligently and make the right moves for the next 10 or 20 or 30 years.
Well, I think that, as you mentioned, growth is pretty much inevitable. Now, my question is, what's the county's role in that? And it should be as little as possible. And when growth is going to come in, as it naturally will, we need to accommodate that the best we can. I'm against putting taxpayer dollars into that. In other words, if the taxpayers have to pay for the infrastructure for these developments, we're probably doing it the wrong way. If they can come and pay for themselves on their own, fantastic. If they can, provide their own water, fantastic. And if they can't, then, I don't want to go back out to the taxpayers and say, hey, let's collect some money and bring another 20,000 people into the county. I don't think that pays for itself ever.
Right. So that's got to be something at the governmental level where the decisions are being made to give governmental money, to funding to private interests. We have to really take a hard look at that and see where that's going, right? And
exactly. And we as taxpayers and voters, we need to become a little bit more realistic about it. The conversation right now is generally couched as pro-growth or no growth. And I think that really does a disservice to the topic. I think we need to talk about, if growth is going to come, under what circumstances do we want it, and really who's going to pay for it. And I think, if somebody owns $1 million piece of land, and the county, through its decisions, can turn that into a $15 million piece of land for that developer, we're probably, with taxpayer dollars, we're doing it the wrong way.
Unless, of course, you can go back to that developer and get get some kind of money from them, tax them in a way that makes it make sense.
I think the way it works,
which in a lot of cases it doesn't. So
I think the way it works is, if they can provide the improvements to maintain their development and let it grow, and then have the people moving in pay for it, another $2,000 per lot or whatever it turns out to be, then that's more the way it ought to be. But I don't want to go back to the 160,000 people that live here and say, okay, pony up for the next 20. That doesn't make sense.
That's the total population of Hays County, right? 160,000.